Hello world, it's Siraj, and how are you supposed to write a great research paper? I've written and read my fair share of research papers, and I'm going to outline the steps you can take to write one, whether you're a PhD candidate at MIT or a freshman in high school. Maybe you're working on a blockchain project and want to have an initial coin offering, or you found that the model you built in Keras and left training overnight managed to beat the state of the art because of a simple tweak you made to some hyperparameters. Whatever it is, you should publish your findings. So before you start your journey, you gotta remind yourself to stay positive. Research can be hard. It can take long hours, require tons of time studying and experimenting with no good results. In fact, you might find that you were asking the wrong questions all along, and you need to start from scratch. And that's okay. To become world-class in anything you do, it's gonna take more than just knowledge. Like an Olympic athlete aiming for the gold medal, you've gotta have a positive attitude and the belief that you have the ability to discover something awesome. That's the real start to writing a compelling paper. Then you've got to come up with a topic. Start by coming up with some questions you have about the field that you're studying. They can be broad, they can be specific, they can be embarrassing, whatever. Just come up with a list of questions that you personally want to know the answers to, and then try to find the answer to those questions for yourself to a level that you feel comfortable with and would enable you to teach others. Talk to some people and see what they think to verify that you do indeed understand the answer to your questions. That could mean posting your understanding to a subreddit or to Stack Overflow or a Slack channel. As a result of searching for an answer to your questions, you'll either find an answer in the form of existing work, or you won't find an answer, which means you found a good area for further research. Now, what are the related subtopics to this question? Start narrowing down. The broader the question, the harder it will be to answer. It's much harder to solve a question like, what is consciousness? Over a question like, what is a more optimal strategy to generate suitable distributions for a Monte Carlo tree search? In the words of Kendrick, you gotta sit down and be humble. A well-articulated paper that's laser-focused on a solution to a niche problem is much more useful to the community than an ambiguous solution to a broad problem. The next step is to collect your data on this topic. You're gonna get a lot of articles, blog posts, tutorials, videos, and PDFs when you Google it. You'll need to go through each of these systematically. But remember, not all sources are created equal. Just as it's important to be able to search through a wide variety of sources, it's also just as important to learn to be critical in your assessment. A source could have a possible political or monetary bias, so pay attention to who wrote it, their qualifications, why they wrote it, and when it was produced to see how up to date it is. Pay attention to the domain extension. .edus and .govs can be more reliable sources than .coms, which could be pushing content that persuades you to purchase something. Ideally, you find empirical research. That is knowledge gained through direct or indirect observation of experience. Popular journals, conference submissions, even social media like subreddits and Facebook groups have people sharing relevant research daily. Google Scholar is another good way to find papers. Just make sure to be specific in your keywords so they relate to your topic. If you find a paper you really like that seems relevant, go ahead and jot down some of the cited sources it lists. You can find those later and use those as well for your own research. Now, you're ready to feel the learn. Find yourself a cozy spot that you feel comfortable in and start learning from your sources. Try to make generalizations. You are the synthesizer. You are taking different ideas from different sources and putting them together in a way that no one has thought of before for whatever reason. You'll find common ideas across different projects. Some will have more successful implementations of those ideas than others. This can take anywhere from a single day to several weeks. After this synthesis of data, you'll come to some kind of belief, some kind of possible solution that you think might work for your problem. Use this as your thesis. This is a declaration of your belief based on the data. Your paper will be you defending that belief through a series of compelling arguments based on your own results, as well as the results of others. And don't worry too much about having it be finalized. Your thesis will naturally change as you experiment and develop your ideas. Ask for validation of your thesis from people well versed in your topic. You don't want to spend your valuable time researching something if it's not a good idea. Email paper authors directly or ask your question on relevant social media platforms. Once your thesis is validated, go ahead and try to solve the problem. It's really easy to get bogged down in one implementation detail or carefully tuning the wrong algorithm. To avoid this, your first goal should be to get something super basic in place as quickly as possible that solves the problem. Then, once you've got a functional baseline, you can get creative. I actually learned this technique from the Google Glass team. Rest in peace. Once you feel comfortable with your solution, it's time to start writing an outline. Look at papers related to your thesis and see what kind of subsections they've listed. A lot of times, you'll find some common subsection headings between different papers. Go ahead and create a list of subsections that are a generalized form of the related papers. Then, think about if there are any extra subsections you might want to add that are specific to your project, or even some that you might want to take away. Generally, the format for an outline should start with a title, then an abstract, which will summarize your work, then an introduction that will give the reader some of your motivations and background data. The methodology will document your research process, then your results. A discussion at the end weighing all the different results, a conclusion that uses the results to answer your thesis, and finally, references which will cite your sources. Once you've done all of that, you're ready to write your first draft. Welcome to the world of technical writing. This is the art of writing about a technical topic in an engaging, informative, and educating way. You are being of service to the larger scientific community by writing this paper, so don't try to sound smart for the sake of sounding smart. Rather, get your point across in the most efficient way possible, using language that ideally your reader already understands. Go into excruciating detail, explaining every single bit of your work, every reference, everything. It's much easier to cut down a long paper than to continually try to add more to it to make it seem longer. The ideal length for a paper is between 5 to 10 pages. Any less and you aren't being detailed enough, and any more and it's going to be a bit too long to maintain the interest of the reader. Support every statement you make with evidence and never plagiarize. The whole point of this paper is to show the synthesis of the ideas you've learned about in your own words. And it's always better to show than to tell. Use tools like OmniGraffle and Inkscape to create graphs, charts, and conceptual diagrams to help illustrate your line of thinking. The flow of your paper should have all of the subsections appear interconnected rather than starting and stopping in a blunt way from one topic to the next. Smoothly seg into the next topic. Don't be too harsh on yourself the first draft. Just get anything down. Just let it out. You can iterate on it later. If you spend too much time trying to make it perfect on the first go, you'll never get anything out. So just crank it out and iterate. Remember, only you are reviewing this thing at first. Once you've got your first draft, congratulations, you are awesome. Time to revise. First, go through your paper and check for content errors, anything having to do with grammar, misspelled words, etc. Then, check for factual errors. Are your numbers correct? Double and triple check them. You might find once you've written a first draft that rearranging your ideas would be more beneficial to having a compelling argument. That one idea is actually a dependency of another, so it's better to place it afterwards. In fact, entire subsections could be rearranged to make the paper flow better. Eventually, after some mixing and matching and revising, you'll have a final draft. You can then add some optional content if you like a table of contents at the beginning or an appendix at the end. Once you've done all of this, you can submit your paper to a popular journal like Nature or a popular subreddit for your scientific community, or even just GitHub. The point of this is to get your research in front of as many eyeballs as possible and get them to learn from your work. It's kind of hard to get a paper accepted in some of the top journals, as the peer review process can be very, very thorough. Basically, the journal will ask a few other scientists well-versed in your topic to validate your claims, to ensure the integrity and soundness of your work. But if they accept it, getting published in one of these journals is an extra credential for your paper. It gives it more technical authority amongst the community. Are you ready to become the next Alan Turing yet? Hit subscribe to continue to level up your learning game, and for now, I've got to hone my craft, so thanks for watching.